The morning bell rings at Northgate High, a familiar scene unfolding. Students pour in, backpacks slung over their shoulders, laughter echoing through the hallways, but something is different. In the bustling hallways and crowded bathrooms, a new trend has taken hold. A cloud of sweet-smelling vapor hangs heavy in the air, a telltale sign of the vaping epidemic gripping America's youth. Lunchtime approaches, and a group of students huddles in a corner of the schoolyard. They pass around a sleek device barely bigger than a pen drive. Inhale, exhale, the scent of mango and mint fills the air. This is not an isolated incident, it's a disturbing reality in schools across the nation. What was once seen as a harmless trend has quickly spiraled into a public health crisis. The afternoon drags on, the sweet artificial scents lingering even after the final bell. Teachers are frustrated, parents are worried, and many students remain oblivious to the potential harm lurking within those brightly colored devices. The vaping epidemic has infiltrated the very fabric of teenage life, leaving a trail of uncertainty and concern in its wake. Over the past decade, vaping has skyrocketed in popularity, particularly among teenagers. Statistics paint a grim picture, with data revealing a sharp increase in youth vaping rates. This surge is fueled by a combination of factors, each contributing to the normalization of this dangerous habit. One of the main reasons behind vaping's appeal is its deceptive marketing. E-cigarettes are often disguised as harmless gadgets with sleek designs and a wide array of flavors. From cotton candy to bubblegum, these flavors are clearly targeted at young people, masking the addictive nature of nicotine. The accessibility of vaping devices further exacerbates the issue. Unlike traditional cigarettes, e-cigarettes are readily available online and in convenience stores, often bypassing age restrictions. This easy access, coupled with the lack of strong regulations, creates an environment where vaping can flourish unchecked. The perception of vaping as a safer alternative to smoking also contributes to its popularity. Many teenagers believe that vaping is less harmful, unaware of the potential long-term health consequences. This misconception, fueled by misinformation and a lack of comprehensive education, makes vaping even more insidious.
While vaping may be marketed as a safer alternative to smoking, the reality is far from it. Vaping poses significant health risks, especially for young people whose lungs are still developing. One of the most concerning aspects of vaping is the high concentration of nicotine in e-liquids. Beyond nicotine, e-cigarette aerosols contain a cocktail of harmful chemicals. These chemicals can damage the lungs, leading to respiratory problems. As more research emerges, the true extent of vaping's harm becomes increasingly clear.
Take the story of Emily, a bright and athletic teenager who started vaping out of curiosity. What began as an occasional puff quickly escalated into a full-blown addiction. Emily's grades plummeted, her athletic performance suffered, and her once sunny disposition turned withdrawn and irritable. Her story is a cautionary tale of how quickly vaping can take hold and its devastating impact on a young life. S2. Across the country, teenagers and families are grappling with the devastating consequences of the vaping epidemic. These real-life stories paint a stark picture of the very real dangers associated with vaping, shattering the illusion of harmlessness.
In another heart-wrenching case, a young athlete named Michael developed a severe lung illness attributed to vaping. He spent weeks in the hospital struggling to breathe, his athletic dreams shattered. Michael's story highlights the physical toll vaping can take, with even seemingly healthy teenagers susceptible to serious health complications.
These stories are not isolated incidents. They represent a growing trend of young people experiencing the negative consequences of vaping. From addiction and academic struggles to life-threatening illnesses, the vaping epidemic is leaving a trail of devastation in its wake.
The alarming rise in youth vaping can be partly attributed to the cunning marketing tactics employed by the e-cigarette industry. These tactics, reminiscent of those used by big tobacco companies in the past, are designed to entice young people, creating a new generation of nicotine addicts. One of the most common tactics is the use of flavors. E-cigarette companies offer a dizzying array of sweet and fruity flavors, from cotton candy to gummy bears. These flavors, clearly appealing to young palates, mask the harshness of nicotine, making it easier for teenagers to start vaping and become addicted. Another tactic is the use of social media. E-cigarette companies heavily promote their products on platforms like Instagram and TikTok, where they can reach a large audience of teenagers. These ads often feature young, attractive influencers using e-cigarettes, portraying vaping as cool, glamorous, and part of a desirable lifestyle. The industry also exploits the desire for rebellion and individuality among teenagers. Vaping is often positioned as a way to rebel against authority, express individuality, or fit in with a particular group. This message resonates with teenagers, who are naturally inclined to push boundaries and assert their independence. These marketing tactics, coupled with the easy accessibility of e-cigarettes, create a perfect storm for youth vaping.
Addressing the youth vaping epidemic demands a multifaceted approach, combining strong policies, comprehensive education, and community involvement. By tackling the issue from various angles, we can create a safer and healthier environment for our youth. One crucial step is implementing stricter regulations on the sale and marketing of e-cigarettes. This includes raising the minimum age for purchasing e-cigarettes to 21, banning flavored e-cigarettes that appeal to youth, and restricting online sales. These measures can significantly reduce youth access to vaping products. Education is another powerful tool in the fight against vaping. Comprehensive education programs in schools can teach teenagers about the health risks of vaping, the addictive nature of nicotine, and the deceptive marketing tactics employed by the e-cigarette industry. Parents, educators, and healthcare providers all play a crucial role in preventing youth vaping. Parents can have open and honest conversations with their children about the risks of vaping, setting clear expectations and boundaries. Educators can incorporate vaping prevention into the school curriculum, providing students with the knowledge and skills to make healthy choices. Community-based initiatives can also contribute to creating a supportive environment that discourages vaping. This can include organizing awareness campaigns, providing resources for parents and teenagers, and advocating for stricter regulations on e-cigarettes.
The youth vaping epidemic is a complex issue with no easy solutions. It requires a collective effort from parents, educators, policymakers, and communities to protect our youth from the harms of vaping. Parents, talk to your children about vaping. Be informed about the risks, the marketing tactics used to target youth, and the potential for addiction. Set clear expectations and boundaries regarding vaping and encourage open communication. Educators integrate vaping prevention into the school curriculum. Provide students with accurate information about the health risks of vaping, the addictive nature of nicotine, and the deceptive marketing practices of the e-cigarette industry. Policymakers enact and enforce stricter regulations on the sale and marketing of e-cigarettes. Raise the minimum age for purchasing e-cigarettes, ban flavored e-cigarettes that appeal to youth, and restrict online sales. Communities come together to create a supportive environment that discourages vaping. Organize awareness campaigns, provide resources for parents and teenagers, and advocate for stricter regulations on e-cigarettes. We must act now to protect our youth from the vaping epidemic. Imagine a future where school hallways are free of the sweet, artificial scent of e-cigarettes. A future where teenagers are armed with the knowledge to make healthy choices and resist the allure of vaping. A future where the vaping epidemic is nothing but a distant memory. This future is within reach, but it requires a collective effort. It demands that we prioritize the health and well-being of our youth over the profits of the e-cigarette industry. It requires us to be vigilant, informed, and proactive in our approach to combating this epidemic. By working together, we can create a future where teenagers are empowered to make healthy choices. A future where vaping is no longer seen as a harmless trend, but as a serious threat to public health. A future where our youth can thrive, free from the grip of nicotine addiction. Let us strive towards this future, a future free of vape, where our children can breathe easy and live healthy, fulfilling lives. The time to act is now, for the sake of our children and for generations to come.